Jon Piper from Hillside Community Church in Porterville, and I wanted to bring you your moment with God from Acts 13. In Acts 13, we see a man named John Mark, and he's a helper to Paul and Barnabas. And what we do know also is that John Mark, that he was not a preacher, a pastor, an evangelist, a prophet, or even a leader. But John Mark was so helpful to Barnabas and Paul in Antioch that they decided to bring him along on the first missionary journey. And this is the only time in Scripture that we see that describes the kind of ministry John Mark had, that he was a helper. In Acts 13:13, it is a sad moment because it says that John left them and returned to Jerusalem. That he left them and he disappeared for a few years. He didn't go back to the church in Antioch who sent him to serve alongside Barnabas and Paul. That probably wouldn't have gone over well, so instead he went back to Jerusalem. And as time went on though, we see that God restored the deserter, and God used John Mark for his glory. Think about this, a simple, humble helper becomes close friends and a great companion with the Apostle Paul. John Mark was even a greater companion with another apostle, and that was the Apostle Peter. That Peter was Christ's most intimate friend. God used John Mark to be a helper for Paul, Peter, and Barnabas. That John Mark is the perfect example that God uses recovering sinners, restored deserters, and recovered defectors. I love this saying. It says that God doesn't call the equipped, but he equips the called. God has used men and women who have failed throughout history, and Christ has restored you and can use you even if you have failed him, and he wants to use you today.